Yo, was geht up? This is Max from Real Social Dynamics. We're chilling here at my office today, and in this video we'll be talking about how to overcome the fear of being sexual. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer video because I want to go deep on that. I don't just want to scratch the surface and, you know, be some watered down mainstream bullshit. No, we're teaching the truth here, okay? I've been traveling the world for years now. I've been teaching this. And the things, how we teach people is, we teach people the fucking truth, not some like nice, just be really nice kind of shit. No, we teach the dirty, ugly reality truth. And you know, that's why I don't have a couple million subscribers. That's why we're having just like a little small family here on this YouTube channel. So welcome to that. So before we're gonna crack into that, please do consider hitting that subscribe button underneath that video. Next to that is a little bell symbol that supports the channel, helps it out a great deal, and it helps me bring more exclusive content to you multiple times per week. So the first point I want to talk about here when it comes to the fear of being sexual with a girl is most of us have that problem. Almost every guy has a fear of being sexual. The result of that is either we don't talk to the girl in the first place because we're like, oh, we don't want to get rejected, we don't want to show that we like her, la-di-da, or we kind of find a way around that and we do end up talking to a girl, but the interactions are completely non-sexual, we get friend-zoned, and then all of a sudden we're just this like kind of nice guy, and the girl's like laughing about us, maybe even behind our backs, and we're just like, but I have a penis, I wanted to have sex with you. So it's very, very weird. It's one of the most common problems. So again, the first point I want to talk about is here, in order to fix that, is you want to differentiate between winner thinking and loser thinking. And I want to dive deeper here on this. What is winner thinking? Well, you might know a winner, you might know a natural that is just good with girls. The way this guy thinks is, how can I make things work with this girl, right? A winner focuses on winning and not losing. So when he meets a girl, he says, well, I like her, she's attractive, and you know, if things go well, if she likes me too, my goal is to engage sexually with that girl. Maybe at the first date, maybe on the first night, maybe after a while, but my goal is to get sexual with this girl because I feel sexual attraction. That's what a winner thinks. Now, what does a loser think on the other side? Well, a loser basically doesn't want to win. He thinks he wants to win, but in reality, he wants to avoid rejection at all cost. Winner wants to win, wants to get to his goal. Loser just wants to avoid getting rejected. And we go above and beyond to not get rejected. It's incredible. So if you really think about that, if you don't want to get rejected, you're going to talk to your girl and you're going to have a nice conversation and you're going to be nice and just, you know, just be a nice guy and talk about the weather and just really appropriate topics. All that's going to do is it's not going to get you rejected. And you know what that non-rejection looks like? Nice to meet you. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom now. Oh, my friends are here. That's what the non-rejection looks like, right? You might pat yourself on the shoulder and you're like, oh, it was a great interaction I had. I'm doing really well with Jenny from work. For the last 2 years, we've been having great conversations over at the water cooler. I'm totally feeling like I'm making progress here. While little Jenny goes out on the weekend and she fucks a bunch of guys. I don't care how much you think, oh, Jenny is different. No, she probably fucks some guy. And those are the guys that are winners. Those are the guys that go for having sex. Those are the guys that risk getting rejected, but then at least they end up having sex with the girl. I always put the example of, I don't know, for example, let's take Starbucks, right? Everybody likes Starbucks. Everybody loves Starbucks. Nobody says, I hate Starbucks, these are the enemies, ban Starbucks, no, everybody's okay with Starbucks, right? Starbucks is playing it safe. They're making a bunch of sugary coffee drinks, it's all good. Take on the other hand a band like Rammstein. Rammstein, a very, very provocative German metal band. Great music, by the way. Now, Rammstein is not necessarily liked by everybody. They're literally banned in several countries. There's like petitions that being signed to ban Rammstein. There's like demonstrations and shit like that. But have you ever seen someone walk around with a Starbucks tattoo? No. But there's plenty of guys and girls with Rammstein tattoos. So, kind of a weird metaphor, but you get the gist. You need to risk being rejected, being hated, being frowned upon, in order to actually get sexual results with girls. It has always been like that. It is always like that. And if you look at the typical guy that gets laid, he's probably a little louder. He probably cares less what other people think of him. And quite frankly, those people might also be narcissistic. Many guys that get laid all the time, they're just narcissistic degenerates. That's how far we've gone. Because all the nice guys are simply too nice, too boring, and they're so focused on not losing that the only person who ends up winning is the fucking degenerate narcissist who's just running around. He's not even thinking about losing because he's so narcissistic. That's how those guys get all the fucking girls. All right, so to summarize that first point, understand the difference between winner thinking and loser thinking. Okay, this is very, very key when it comes to overcoming a fear of being sexual. The second point here is very similar to that first point, and that is understand what the mainstream narrative has done to you. If you look at sex, if you look at getting laid, if you look at the typical player, but also the woman that has a lot of sex, what is the mainstream narrative telling us about these kind of things? Well, sex is bad. Sex is dirty. Sex is something to be ashamed of. If you're a guy and you say that you're only searching for something casual at the moment, you're an asshole. You're a douchebag. How dare you? God beware if you're a girl saying she's only looking for something casual. You're a whore. You're a slut. So wherever you go, the picture that is painted to us when it comes to sex is bad. Bad. Shame, shame, shame. So naturally, you're like, when you're talking to a girl and it's kind of getting to the topic of sex, you have to be very reserved, because if the girl finds out that you only want sex, it's over, because women only want romantic, beautiful flower sex, and you stating your intent that you love her and that you want to commit to her for the rest of your life, only that's the kind of sex that they want, right? That's what mainstream media, or probably some form of that, is trying to tell you. No sex without love for women. Women hate sex even. They hate sex. But you know, everybody who actually gets laid knows that, yo, women love sex. Women are dirty. Women booty call you. Many women are actually actively seeking just casual arrangements because they're empowered. They say shit like, yo, I don't have time for a boyfriend. I do like sex. I love the feeling of sex. I love the emotions that come with it. If I want to fuck some guy, man, I'll fucking call that guy. Right? That's totally cool. But again, neither men nor women, especially not women, are able to just fully live that out and talk openly about it, because there's so much mainstream narrative shaming going on that. So that brings us to the third point. This is the fix of these first 2 points. Again, number one, winner mindset versus loser mindset. You gotta adapt a winner mindset and you gotta drop the loser mindset. Number two, you gotta understand that most of the negative connotations of being sexual are coming from the mainstream narrative that has been brainwashing you. And number three, how to fix that. And that fix is very easy, because you have to develop new frames. Okay, that's the mindset fix. This is actually something we're working on very extensively in my 8-week mentoring program, and it comes with incredible results. You gotta basically look at your mindsets and you can change them. That's crazy. If you look what a frame is like the literal frame through which you're looking at a picture. This is your frame of reality. We have different frames of reality. Now, if you're watching this, if you're new to this kind of thing, most likely your frame of reality looks like, as described, sex is bad, you're evil, nya nya nya, shame, 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 right? That's the frame you're looking at. But the cool thing is, you can lay that frame out in front of you, you can write it down, and you can reframe your reality as it is. Now, this is things that naturals tend to have naturally. They have their own set of rules for their own reality. But you can absolutely learn that, and you can change your own frame over the course of 6 to 8 weeks. This is, again, something that we're working on in our 8-week mentoring program. So what you need to do is you need to sit down on one quiet evening, take 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and write down your new reality. And obviously you can write down a lot of different things that are beneficial when it comes to talking to girls. But obviously, because this video is about fear of being sexual, your new reality in that sense should look something like, sex is beautiful, sex is natural. When I get an erection when I hug a girl, I enjoy that beautiful feeling in my penis. When a girl says she only seeks a casual arrangement, I respect the hell out of her. When a girl asks me, what are we? Then I'm open and totally honest about the fact that I only want sex, if that is what you want. If a girl asks me if I want to fuck her, I'm going to look into her eyes and I'll proudly state to her that I do want to have sex with her. I do not feel shame about my sexuality. I feel great when I'm attracted to a girl sexually, all these kinds of things. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm mixing up general statements with aka sex is beautiful, sex is natural. I'm mixing that up with very specific, very personal statements. Now, the more personal and the more specific those statements are, the more they will hook your brain basically. So again, like for example, if you think, oh, I can't get a boner when I'm with a girl, it's weird, shame, shame, shame. If you've been in those situations before, then you've got to call that fear out in your frames. And you got to reframe it actively in that. Okay? So for example, when I started out with this whole game thing back in 2010, you know, I was a weird Austrian kid. I'm not very tall. I'm 172 centimeters. So I felt intimidated by a lot of these taller girls. I like the model type girls. So many times I ended up being attracted to a taller girl. And I would always think like, I don't deserve being sexual with her. I do deserve having a conversation and making her smile or laugh, but I don't deserve being sexual with her. So I would write down in my frames, whenever I feel like I don't deserve a woman sexually, I laugh at that feeling and I go ahead anyway. So again, this is a very personal example. I could show you my whole frame, but it wouldn't help you because you need to call out your own personal fears. You need to sit down on a quiet evening for a half an hour, and you gotta work on your personal fears, call them out in your frame, but reframe them, okay? Again, if you say, I'm having trouble touching the girl in a sexual way, then you write down, being physical with a girl might make me feel uncomfortable, but I laugh at it, I see it as an epic challenge, and I go ahead and do it anyway. Obviously, only if the girl is okay with that, only if you have her consent, shit like that. You know that. I've been talking about calibration so many times, like just when I say overcome the fear of being sexual, you still need to be fucking calibrated about that, okay? If you want to learn more about calibration, I'm gonna link a video here. I hope I don't forget. So yeah, let's get to the next point because the next point is really, really key as well, and that is how to actually get those sexual experiences. So let's swoosh right into that. Okay, so now we fixed your mindset, but you know, this wouldn't be a fucking RSD video if we wouldn't talk about taking action. And this is crucial. You can write down your little frames as much as you fucking want. You need to go out, okay, again, you need to go out and you need to take action. So this next point is called gathering positive reference experiences, okay? And it's particularly positive reference experiences when it comes to that sticking point of yours, aka overcoming the fear of sexualization. This, by the way, is, you do that with any other sticking point of yours. If you have trouble holding the conversation, but you gotta go out with the specific goal of holding conversation for 5 more minutes, longer minutes, and so on and so forth. But in this specific context here, you wanna go out and you wanna gather positive reference experiences of you being sexual. Now, you can start slowly with that. You don't have to jump into cold water with this shit. You can start slowly by stating intent verbally. So when you're talking to a girl at a nightclub and so far you've been having great conversations, but you always got kind of friend zoned, well, how about this time you say shit like, damn girl, you look fucking hot. Okay? Not like, you were pretty. No, damn girl, you look fucking hot. Holy shit. If I wasn't gay, I would totally fuck the shit out of you. Things like that. Now, when you say that, say it in a calibrate manner. Say it with a smile on your face. Say it half jokingly, but you want to baby step yourself into showing intent and being cool with that. Okay? And why do I say gather positive reference experiences? I mean, every time you get the girl giggling when you say that, every time she likes that you're so honest, every time you get positive reinforcement of that, memorize it, like remember it, okay? I call it like that. When you get reference experiences, it's like picking apples from a tree. You get the reference experience, hey girl, you're really fucking hot today. And she says, oh my God, this is so epic, ha ha ha, she smiles. Now you take that apple, you put it into the reasons to do it basket, okay? This is great. Okay, now I know that sexualization isn't bad at all. Girls like sex, you put it in the reasons to do it basket. Now, if the girl is not very responsive to that, if you get shamed by that, then don't see it as a reasons not to do it basket. Instead, see it as feedback. Oh, maybe I didn't say it calibrated enough. Maybe I came across as too creepy. Maybe it was too pushy. Maybe I just wasn't calibrated in the overall manner of the interaction, right? So the trick here is there is no reasons not to do it basket. There's only a reasons to do it basket and a feedback basket, okay? You take that feedback, you put it in there. Does that make sense? So that's one thing that you do on the verbal level. But let's say you're a little more advanced already and you kind of having sex with girls. I remember that was me many times, that I couldn't enjoy sex with girls. I couldn't enjoy sweaty, dirty, limitless sex with girls. I would have, you know, the nice missionary, maybe some doggy style every now and then. And, you know, like if I would sweat, I would like apologize and I would like, no, come in their face and shit like that. Even though I like these things, you know, though I'm a weird guy, I have dirty preferences, you know, eat some ass and shit like that. I was like, no, that's dirty. No, 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 right? Shame, shame, shame. So again, I had to train myself to let loose more and more when I would have sex with my girlfriend or a girlfriend or just a crazy one-night stand. I would train myself to let loose when I'm sweating profusely and all that sweat is on her body and stuff like, I sweat like crazy. I had to learn how to let go of these things and just continuously remember the positive reference experiences of the girl just being totally into it when I was into it. Many times when you are physical with the girl, women try to gauge the situation by your reaction. This is really key. We'll have that appear here as a caption as well. Women try to gauge the situation by your reaction. What do I mean by that? I mean that girls will continuously, they have like a radar. They will continuously ping, is this appropriate right now or not? And if they're interacting with you, the only ping they have is you. So when you're walking up to the girl and you're having a conversation, you kind of feel like it is on, but you're not sure if you can kiss her. And if you kiss her, like very insecure and like, again, loser mindset, trying to not lose, then she will gauge that from your reaction. Oh, he's doing something inappropriate. He's not comfortable with that, which means I shall not be comfortable with it too, right? Now, let's say you would just go for the kiss and you're like, oh, I like kissing her. She's totally down as well. You go for the kiss. She will kind of gauge it like, oh, he does it like it's this natural thing and he's totally okay with that. Now I'm okay with that too. Okay? And it's the same with sex. Like when I would just start letting loose and just have crazy sex with the girl and sweat on her and just don't care, like, yeah, sex is dirty, let's go, whatever body liquids are coming out, it don't matter, right? Whenever I would have that mindset, the girl wouldn't mind either. So again, women are so empathetic with their vibe, with how okay they're with the situation, that they always gauge it from you. So you as a man, you need to again adapt that winner mindset. You need to get into your frame and you need to gather positive reference experiences that then allow you to be very confident and nonchalant in those sexual situations, and that then transfers onto the girl and she can let loose as well. You might have heard us talking about shit like that, oh, your little nice Jenny from the choir, she's such a nice girl, right? Yeah, she's nice with you. Most of the time, she can be a very dirty slut with someone else who helps her get out of her shell with that. You may have seen naturals or guys that are completely good with girls. Even the most stuck-up girls will just let loose and become really girly and really sexual. Best example of that is fucking, what's his name? Russell Brand. Russell Brand, the actor guy, right? Russell Branson? Russell Brand, I think. Yeah. Russell Brand, yeah, that's his name. There you go. Look up videos of this guy. He would sometimes be interviewed by like 3 girls, like these 3 like stuck-up conservative women. He would almost be like interrogated, right? And he would just be, oh my God, you guys are so funny. I love you girls. Look, you're so attractive. Stop it. Like the girls would just let loose around that guy. That's not necessarily because he's a rock star or because he's rich. He's not even good looking. He looks like a fucking girl. But that's because he's so loose with his sexuality. Again, girls, ping, where is this guy with the sexuality? How cool is he with that? Oh, I could be very cool with that as well. But if you would walk up all conservative, like, oh no, sex is bad. Oh no, I'm only here because I want to have a conversation with you. Then the girl will gauge that and then she won't be sexually open to you either. She will be, however, to another guy. Okay? Bear that in mind. So, which brings us to the next point, especially when you're starting out with being sexually experimenting around with gathering sexual positive reference experiences, you will get shit. People will shame you. Girls will shame you. That's the classic definition of what we call a shit test. Okay? What does a typical sexualization shit test look like? Or you just want to fuck me, right? Now here's what the beta male, the loser with the loser mindset replies to. He would deny it. He would be like, oh no, I'm just here to have a conversation with you. Yeah, right. That's why you're in a nightclub. That's why you're talking to the girl in the miniskirt, right? Because you want to have a conversation, right? So you're denying it. And again, the girl pings, oh, this guy's not okay with his sexuality, so he's not going to be the guy that I'm going to be sexually open towards, right? And at the same time, you kind of lose the shit test. She's like, okay, he's clearly is approaching me because he's sexually interested in me. He denies it. What a loser. He's too focused on not losing as opposed to the guy who's focused on winning. Whereas a guy who would end up getting laid with that girl, his reply would be something like, of course I want to fuck you. Look, you're fucking hot. Duh. So anyway, and he would just proceed with whatever getting to know he would do with the girl. Or he would say, she'd like, of course, I mean, physically you're really attractive, but I need trust, I need connection. Maybe you can invite me for dinner one day. Like, he would admit it, he would be totally cool with it, but he would package it in something relatable and something funny. Okay? It's not necessarily passing the shit test if you say, yes, you're hot, you mean nothing to me, only your pussy is like meat I jerk off into. No, don't say it like that. But the basic gist is, stick to your sexuality, own it, admit it, be cool with it, and have it not be a big deal. In fact, package it in something relatable, something like some fun, or you just say it out loud for a second and then you change the topic, okay? So people will give you shit about that. Also on top of that, this is kind of something that we talk about a lot in the RSD PUA teachings. Women say a lot. They say verbally a lot of things to throw you off, but at the same time they react very well. So in that sense, develop a sense for where you are in the interaction from what she's doing as opposed to what she's saying. So when she says, like, let's say you're kissing her neck, right? And as you kiss her neck, she hugs you tighter and she really enjoys it and she moans a little bit, but she says, oh, you just want to have sex with me, right? It's not like she's opposed to the idea because she's clearly behaving in a way that she likes it. But she has to say it verbally just to protect her, that she doesn't look like a slut, just to throw you off, just to continuously test you. So this is something we really try to teach here with my brand, is getting guys to understand social cues. Getting guys to understand, when is a woman uncomfortable with something? When are you pushing it too far? But also, when is she really cool with you? And when is she just saying things to throw you off? This is really, really freaking key. And like in my ideal world, there'd be a bunch of guys, they go for what they want, but they're calibrated in that. They understand when a woman wants to wait with sex, but at the same time, they understand when a woman just wants to have wild, crazy sex with you. In an ideal world, there's a bunch of guys that are calibrated, that are epic winners, that are getting fucking laid, that are having crazy, cool, epic sexual experiences with girls. And they're just overall these kind of guys where girls are like, yeah, this guy is cool. Like, we fucked and it was not a big deal and he didn't become fucking needy. He didn't become a chody ass fucking beta male with no fucking options. I want men to be real freaking men. Strong, leading, knowing what they want, being calibrated, understanding when is something appropriate and when not. This is what makes a good fucking player. And this is extremely, extremely important for all of us, for people watching this here, to get to that level, okay? So I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, under 20, learn to become a calibrated motherfucker. Learn to think like a fucking winner. Learn to go for what you want. Stop having your fear ruin your fucking life over and over and over and over again. Okay? I got a guy the other day in my mentoring program. He's in his 40s. And he was in the mentoring program. You get calls with me every week. And he's in his 40s and he's like, so about approach anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how old are you? He's like 40. And I'm like, dude, for 40 fucking years, you've had your fear get the best of you. 40 fucking years. Imagine you're watching this now. You're probably not 40 yet, but even if you are, imagine 40 years of not reaching your goals, of bailing out, of not meeting the women that you would like to meet, of not living the life that you want because of fear. What even is fucking fear? It's nothing. It's fairy dust. It's bullshit. It's something that has been fed into you, been shamed upon you with the mainstream narrative, with the loser thinking of trying to avoid getting rejected. It's time to start thinking like a winner. And I hope with video after video, just a tiny little bit, I convince more and more guys to take their life into your own hands. Okay? Into their own hands. And to finally saying, you know what? Fuck it, man. I am afraid. I fucking do it anyway. I'm afraid all the fucking time, man. I'm 28 years old now, and I haven't had a single day where I wasn't afraid about something. But you know what? I haven't had a single day where I let that fear get in my way in a very long time either. And that is why I can travel the world. That is why I meet the women that I want to. That is why I'm surrounded by other A players that are now coaching with me alongside the mentoring program, for example. Fear is a bitch, man. But it can become your bitch and not vice versa. Okay, that's really, really key. That was a little rant. Let's get to the next point. Okay, now imagine you fuck off your fear and you go for these things, okay? Where can you be? Where can it bring you? You can become that guy, literally that guy that women want to have sex with. If women have several choices, and trust me, any decently attractive girl has several choices of men. She would say, well, there's Bob out there, you know, he has a really nice stable 9-to-5 job, and he's just really nice, and, you know, he's totally friend zone, and he's clearly playing not to lose. Well, I'm gonna keep him on the back burner. Well, and then there's you, the guy who's sexually open, who has a good fucking time, who admits if he's attracted to a girl, who's living it to the fullest, that he's a sexual human being, which is natural and totally okay. Well, if I want to fuck, it's definitely going to be this motherfucker. That's where you want to be. You can become that guy that women actively seek out to have sex with. Imagine, women are not like, oh, sex is bad, I only have sex with people that are in a relationship with me. No. Women, those kind of women, those are the girls that hit you up in the middle of the night. Hey, can I come over? Those are the women that cold message you on Instagram. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? When can we meet? Shit like that. It's an incredible, mind-blowing experience when I hear people like that reaching out to me and they say, dude, I've had this. I was never the cool guy. All of a sudden, girls hit me up and they want to fuck me. That's incredible. And I'm not saying that sex is the only goal, you POAs. No, obviously not. But any relationship with a woman, any sexual relationship starts with sexual attraction, okay? So even if you want to become a boyfriend and girlfriend, even if you want to get a really, really, really high quality, long-lasting relationship, it's got to start with sexual attraction. And it is always, always the cornerstone of any sexual relationship with the opposite sex, or same sex if you're into that kind of stuff. So imagine you're the kind of guy that women are openly sexually with, that women actively seek out to have sex with. It's great. Feels amazing. And then you can build upon that with any sort of relationship that you want to have. It's really, really great. So to summarize, number one, understand that you need to think like a winner and you need to go for what you want and not avoid being rejected. Don't do that. Fuck rejection. Just go for it anyway. Number two, understand the grip that the mainstream narrative has around you and rise above that via number three, reframing your reality. Step number four, go the fuck out and get positive reference experiences. And step number five, don't be shamed by it. Treat these shit tests as shit tests, pass them, own it, keep smiling, have a good time. And yeah, then last but not least, don't let your fear get in your way. And then you'll become that guy that women actively seek out to have sex with. Now, if you need help in executing any of these steps, or if you say, hey, I could use a little bit of help, this mentoring program sounds cool, I got something cool for you, because you can now get on a free consulting call with Team RSD Max. Now, you might have seen some of my coaches already. Those are guys that all got better game than me by now, because they've been going out for years now while I was building this brand here. If you want to get on a call with these guys, we're going to look at your current situation in game, where you are, and we're also going to look at your goals. These are the type of women that you want to date. This is the amount of sex you want to have. This is the amount of relationships that you want to have, etc. We're going to look at your goals, and we'll help you bridge that gap from this is where you are right now to where you want to be. We're going to help you develop a battle plan on those free consulting calls. These consulting calls are entirely for free. And if you then say, hey, I want to join the mentoring program, you can do that. If you're a good fit, we'll let you in. If not, you at least get a free freaking consulting call. So for you, there's absolutely nothing to lose. There's a link somewhere here. We'll have it appear somewhere here. You click on that link, you fill out a quick 1-minute application with just some general information about you so we can help you better. And once you've filled out that application, you can book your free consulting call. If the link still works, we still have spots open. And yeah, maybe see you on one of those calls. Thank you very much for reaching out and watching this video. And GG.